Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway.
No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Well, the Jaguars ready to go on offense for the first time, and they're led by the former #1 pick of the draft in his third season now, Charles, Trevor Lawrence.
Last year we got the Trevor Lawrence. So many tapped to be the savior of the Jaguars. He broke 4,000 yards for the first time and threw 25 touchdown passes and guided his team to the playoffs. This young man, he's been good since the first time he picked up a ball in Youth League. They expect nothing less from him again this season.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now Lawrence.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
Now Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's A-Chain.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now we look now at their selections from this last draft, and Charles, one thing that they were just unanimous in telling us is that they had their eyes on certain guys. They didn't think that they would get all of them, but they feel like they pretty much got everyone that they wanted. That's a rarity.
They never tipped their hand to the rest of the league either, Brandon, because what they did was they had the guys that they targeted, kept it close to the vest. They did have a few tense moments in the draft room, though, waiting for those guys to fall to them, because they really didn't go after them. And that's part of the allure of the draft to so many viewers. Chess matches playing out between 32 teams, and this one, they feel like they got a checkmate on this one.
Now the rookie 3rd-round pick, it's Devon A-Chain. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
There's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 64 yards.
And the Dolphins will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really.
Jason Sanders down for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Up the middle, Johnson. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 32-yard line. A give up the middle to Johnson. There's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started, you know, you have to get your foot in.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Emmanuel Agba in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Lawrence will throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And it'll be Dolphin football. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. This drive will begin with a run from H.A. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
And now the third down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. They'll throw on first down with Lawrence. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They go play action now. Lawrence. He's got his big tight end, Farrell, complete. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 7. Now Lawrence to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Lawrence going to throw again. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. After the turnover, it's Tua. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So that... first down carry here for Johnson. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Now Lawrence to throw on second down. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On first and 10, it's Lawrence. Out to the flat here for Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Now Lawrence. And he's got it. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Johnson will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
And they could thank their defense for this one. They were set up with a short field following the turnover, but they took care of business as well, working their way down and finishing with a strong run into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And going deep for Hill. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 58 yards. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown Miami. Jalen Waddle from 17 yards out. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by...
Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on first and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive. Something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Tua to try again on 2nd down. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat. Sanders now to add the extra point.
Gusty in here.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Move those chains. That's good for Jacksonville. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 3rd down, Lawrence caught on the right side by Jones. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's A-Chain to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
A-Chain on 1st and 10.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
They'll run straight ahead with Wilson. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. As we surmised, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
Tua completing this to Waddle.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game, throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this night.
Sanders on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Back now in Jacksonville.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on 4th, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line...
Now they'll audible to something else. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Raheem Mostert, the local product from right here in Florida. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. This one left side caught by Barrios. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. The red challenge flag making an appearance. Doug Peterson not liking what he saw there. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Here's Mostert. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here? And on that play, they did.
Off play action, here's White. And it's caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jeff Smith, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins. Sanders now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Doug going to look to throw this. And it's a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they have to be feeling. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now 2nd and 9.
To throw, White. And that is incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as...
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And now out come the Jags.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Duggan looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
And here comes Berrios.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now White. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
This will be fielded at the 17. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to. Duggan. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Duggan now to throw. That's complete to Parker Washington. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Duggan to throw. Throw over the middle, pulled in here by Farrell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.